If you're 25 bucks, you'll get your summer reading prize medal. Let's see. Oh, and Caitlin's got one right there. There we go. Lots of excitement. This book will count. If you have read it this month, you can count this as one of your books, and you'll be ready for your prize very soon. Also, we wanted, if you like to do some drawing or art activities while you listen, we wanted to tell you what our art activity was now, so you can work on it throughout while you listen to the rest of our program. So what we are doing today, in honor of the presidential race of Maureen and Francine, is we are designing our own presidential race posters, as you can see behind you there. So we are creating a beautiful artistic display with a slogan. So what is your slogan for an artistic display? Draw it, write it out, send it to us. We love to see what you come up with. All right, so we are ready to break some ice. Caitlin?
Yes.
I'm going to turn this over to you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm the mastermind behind this icebreaker. And readers, friends, we want to see if you can do this icebreaker with us too. So, Maureen gets enrolled in Cadet Corps at her school, and that's to build her confidence. And marching is a big component of Cadet Corps, of the class. So I have 4 drill directions, and I want to see if you guys know what they are. Are you guys ready for the first one?
I'm
This
ready.
is the first. All right. First direction is attention. Okay, and I sense that the readers got that correct too. You both did great. Well done. Okay, the second direction I have for you. Mark time. Okay, Lindsay, it looks like you're lifting weights. Mandy got it correct.
Oh.
Readers, I can tell that you also were correct. Marching in place, that's mark time. Okay, third one, third drill direction. Left face.
No, I don't know my right and left.
Incredibly wrong, Lindsay. Well done, Mandy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. Okay, Lindsay, I think you might have to do the extra credit that Maureen has to do. Okay, it's okay. This is the last one. Readers, everyone, are you ready? Okay. About face. Good job! Yay, yay, Mandy. Oh,
I was gonna say, swivel chairs really make marching easier.
right? Yeah. And I can tell readers at home, let us know if you got any of the directions wrong or right, or if you wanted to, do chicken wings instead. They're kind of confusing, actually. I don't blame Maureen for struggling. So, good job, everyone.
Especially the left and right. Good thing.
Right. Oh, no.
Your left, my left.
Exactly. What
Yeah.
I did. All right, let's see what we got. So next we have our book talk. So Caitlin, I'm going to hand it back over to you.
Oh, yeah.
What's this book about today?
Okay, so, everyone, if you're joining us and you haven't even read Tweens, you don't even know what's going on right now on the library Facebook page, that's okay. I'm here to book talk it. So that means I'm just going to give you a synopsis, a little taste of what you could experience if you read this fantabulous graphic novel. And this is Tweens by Varian Johnson, who's a genius author, and Shannon Wright, who is a genius illustrator. They are very, very talented. They teamed up, and it's a comic book story about Maureen and Francine. And as you can see, they're identical twins, and they're best friends, obviously. And they do everything together. They have the same classes, they do the same sports, they have the same hobbies, same group of friends. They're always together because they're twins. But there's always a but. Everything changes when they start 6th grade. Things get really weird. And Francine starts calling herself Fran. What's that about? I don't know. And then Maureen has to take Cadet Corps all by herself, which is terrifying. As you can see with the marching directions, that's overwhelming. It's really scary. And we're not really sure like where they stand. They seem to be growing farther and farther apart, and they don't even hang out together. And Maureen feels so alone and left out and confused, and starts to wonder, are these sisters destined to be friends ever again? And you're going to find out what happens, and you're going to have to read it because it's so good. And that's Twins, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. Yeah, and I'm just hugging it. Yeah,
I agree. It's just,
Yeah.
oh, I love it so much. It's so wonderful. Thank you for that wonderful book talk.
Yeah.
So, next we have, let's see, what are we doing now? Next we are going to our discussion. So, before we get to that, readers, I wanted to make sure that you know that you can discuss as well. So we love to hear your thoughts, opinions, feedback, anything you'd like to share with us. Please just type it in the chat box. And our wonderful producers will let us know what you're saying. So please feel free to share if you have any thoughts about what we're discussing. And the first question is actually for you readers. We wanted a question just for you. We'd love to hear your thoughts about this book. So we'll come back to it at the end of our discussion to give you a little time to think and write. So our question for you is, which of the sisters did you sympathize with most? Did you feel more for Francine or more for Maureen? And why? Did your feelings change by the end of the story? There's a couple questions in there. So think about it, share as much as you like, and we'll get back to that in a few minutes. So while our readers are thinking on that, Caitlin, I've got another question for you. So this scene was one of the most impactful for me in this book. When the girls go to the mall. And they're at the mall, and they walk into the store, and one of the salespersons at the store treats them really rudely. Why do you think that the salesperson treated them so badly for no reason? And how would you feel if you were treated that way in a situation like this?
It's a good question, Lindsay. It's that part of the book was really that was a very impactful moment for me too. So what that salesperson was doing is it's something really harmful. It's called racial profiling, and it is terrible. She purposely ignored the girls because of racist stereotypes, and it's not okay. And especially an adult doing that to children. I mean, it's just awful. So, and those stereotypes are untrue, and they're really, really damaging. And readers, I want to know how you'd feel if you saw something like that or something like that has happened to you. It's a horrible thing. And it was heartbreaking to read because you could see how awful the girls felt. Like on their faces, they wanted to like curl into themselves. Nikki, Maureen's friend, was crying, and their parents were livid. They were so angry because this happened to their children. And it's just uncomfortable because it's terrible. It's a terrible thing. And I know that if I saw this happen, I would use my place of privilege as a grown-up, as someone who wasn't being racially profiled. I would definitely address it to the person who was doing that harm and that damage. Mm-hmm. And you have to call it out. If you are in a place of power or privilege, you have to call that out because, I mean, that's what the other people in the shop did, which I really appreciate. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's really important that if you see someone hurting someone else, like, you got to call it out and you have to stand up for them. So yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I agree. I was so happy that they didn't just let it go and pretend like nothing was happening. And because those poor girls you could see they didn't know how to react, understandably, and they were just so upset. And we had a couple of readers chime in, and they said, let's see, Shell and Icebreaker, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. They said that, oh, Mercy Danger is the full store. Thank you so much. They got it. They got it.
So good.
They
Well
said
done.
they would feel really upset if that happened to them too. And I totally agree. I can't even imagine. So I was so happy that at least people called that person out for her mistreatment of them because, oh my gosh, that was so upsetting. And you could see it how they were upset for days afterwards.
Days.
Oh.
I don't think this is a spoiler alert, but like towards the end of the book, they're back in the mall hanging out, and in the background, you see the store, and it's going out of business. And I thought that I caught that on the second time I read it. I was like, I thought that was, very powerful. Yeah.
Good catch. Good catch. I totally missed that. And you know what? I love Shannon Wright's artwork in this. And there's just those little details that you can pick up on multiple reads. It's so cool. Thank you so much, Caitlin. So Mandy, I'm gonna go over to you and let's see. So here's my question for you. Though Maureen was angry at the way Francine and her parents were dividing their schedules and putting Maureen in Cadet Corps, what do you think? Do you think she appreciated anything about this plan by the end of the story? And if so, what?
Yeah, because Maureen was pretty upset and hurt that her parents and her sister didn't tell her that they were purposely changed her schedule. I think by the end of the story, she learned, some new skills like marching, and she was public speaking, for the presidential campaign. She made new friends, Amber and Richard, she made new friends with them, and they became part of her campaign team. And I think ultimately she developed more confidence from all of that. And as I was reading it, I was wondering, if her family was more open and honest with her about this plan, if she would have been open to it too, if they just explained it. And it kind of reminded me of like when people, often grown-ups, say, I'm doing this for your own good, because sometimes our friends and our family, they can see things that maybe we can't. And in this case, I think her parents and Francine saw that she might be lacking some self-confidence, and so they thought, okay, well, maybe the cadet program and doing activities that are separate from her sister could help build her confidence. And I think that worked, but she was very mad. There was that page with the illustrations where it was all red and she had a clenched fist, and she was really, really upset because she felt like she had been kind of betrayed and lied to. There's the page showing it. And I love that because it's just like everything goes red. But I think, ultimately she appreciated it, but I wonder if it could have been, if she could have still gotten to that same conclusion without being kind of lied to.
Yeah, definitely. The way they went about it was really hard for her, understandably. I would have felt really betrayed too. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. So going back, before we get to our favorite panels, we got a couple answers for our question for our readers. So thank you so much from Shell and Exetia. And they both said they really related more and sympathized more with Maureen throughout the book. I totally agree personally. I think coming from Maureen's perspective, you get her story. You really felt kind of more for her. But I will say I read it twice too, and the second time I read it, I understood Francine's perspective more. The first time I read it, I was like, oh, you're a terrible sister, Francine. The second time I read it, I really understood her perspective a lot more, even though I really felt for Maureen more. What about you guys? What do you think, Caitlin and Andy?
I was Team Maureen all the way. But then at the end of the book, I was like, Francine doesn't feel very confident in school. So then, you gotta see both of the twins' perspectives.
Yeah, right. If this book was written in Francine's point of view, we probably would be saying, "Oh, I'm Team Francine."
Totally.
And we switched to being Team Maureen. So interesting to keep that in mind too. Like, whose perspective are we seeing first?
That's very true. Oh, and let's see. Okay. And I think we had someone, Allison was saying Francine. Oh, interesting.
Cool. I like that. I like that.
I like that.
Different perspectives. That's great. Everyone can, find something new in reading this.
Yes. That is awesome. So let's go on to, we all like to pick our favorite panels. We always love all the artwork so much. So gorgeous. And so we are going to show our favorite panels that each of us picked. Let's see, who do we have first? Nathan, do we have an order?
I think it's mine.
It's
mine. Sorry.
Go ahead. What was your favorite panel?
So the panel that I chose was when Maureen lost the coin toss. She has to stay in her older brother Curtis's room. This is kind of when they're getting in an argument about, both of them both running for president. They do a coin. Her dad does a coin toss, and she has to stay in Curtis's room. And right before this page, Francine was telling Maureen, "Whatever you do, don't look in the top drawer of Curtis's, Curtis's top drawer." And I thought this panel was really funny because there's no dialogue on that whole page. But Shannon Wright, the illustrator, kind of found ways to show what Maureen was thinking, with just like her facial expressions and her body language. You can see her kind of like looking around. Like is anyone looking? And she knows, she's not supposed to snoop in her brother's room. She can't help herself. And she looks in the top drawer and you see this glowing light from within. And it makes you think like, what is inside that drawer? And then she slams it shut. and then it kind of like looks like she's got the chills. Like, what did I just see? And I love this panel because I grew up with older brothers, and so I just really related to the scene of sleeping in their room when they weren't around, and seeing things I'm not supposed to see. So that's why I chose this panel, and I hope my brothers aren't watching this.
They are.
So sorry.
I mean, you can't say don't look in the drawer. I mean, you don't want someone to look in the drawer.
Right.
So you gotta look when you.
Oh,
Got it.
North drawer. Yeah.
So I think my panel is next. The one that I chose was at the end when the principal calls them in to share the announcements. And I apologize, this is a bit of a spoiler if you haven't read it, but he announces that Francine has won and is expecting like outrage and a fist fight, like all the emotions that he doesn't expect his Francine to burst into tears. And he's like, wait, what? But you won! Why are you crying? And then they're both crying, they're hugging, and he's like, this just keeps getting stranger and stranger. I love this scene so much.
She tried so hard.
Oh my gosh.
They worked so hard.
They worked so hard. Oh my gosh. So, I love, that was my favorite scene. I was just like laughing and crying with them. And it really kind of brings together everything where you feel Maureen's perspective throughout all of it. You feel her emotions and everything she's going through. And this is just a really nice way for them to really show their sisterly bond at the end and how much they end up rooting for each other and love each other and support each other even after all this drama that's been through. It's to the point where they had to go in separate rooms and like couldn't talk at dinner time because it kept leaving the fight. So it's just a beautiful moment for them to come together as sisters and friends. And it was hilarious. So that was my favorite panel. But Caitlin, what about you?
Mine is it's kind of simple, but I think it just tugs at my heartstrings. It's Monique and Maureen just hugging. And I miss that. I miss the hugs. I love seeing like a really good friendship just on display. Those two close friends, they're overcoming kind of an argument, and yeah, I just think it's the sweetest little scene. Yeah.
Agree. Such good friends. So
air hugs, everyone. Air hugs.
You just miss hugging your buddies, huh?
Well, buddies, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Those were great choices, everyone. On to my favorite part of book club, the trivia. Caitlin, I will hand it over to you as our
Yes.
trivia master for the day. All right, readers, help me out in this one.
Readers, we need you. We need you, okay? You need to type in your answers because these are tough. All right, I am the quiz master, and the first question of this quiz, trivia, test of knowledge. What part of Cadet Corps does Maureen struggle with the most? A, marching. B, the tests. Or C, pretend rifle twirling. Readers, let us know. This is tough. I don't know if you're going to get it. Sorry. I mean, I do have faith in all of you.
Well, I want to say the marching because I remember mentioning that before.
Okay.
But I think that's a trick question because I think the rifle twirling would be even harder.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with that one because I don't remember that in the book, but I do remember them pretend rifle twirling, and it's like if you have trouble marching, how are you gonna pretend rifle twirl? So I'm gonna go.
Okay.
With C.
Yeah, good point. Good point. I think it's the marching because that was one of the things that she gained some confidence is when she started getting better at the marching. Yeah, I'm gonna say A, the marching.
It's
Okay.
good because we have fans in the chat who are asking Mandy to say A. They actually asked Caitlin to say it too. I know Caitlin's not competing, but
Okay.
if you want to compete, Caitlin, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, readers.
Well, the readers are geniuses because it's A. Well done. Marching, not dancing. Yes, good job, everyone. Okay, Lindsay, good try. All right.
I
Okay.
overthought it again, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. It's okay, though. I mean, it happens. All right, we're going to move on to question 2. Question 2. What quiet place does Maureen find to eat lunch for the first few days of school? Where does she go for the first few days of school? Is it A, the haunted forest behind the school? B, the library? Or C, the basement? Readers, let us know what you think. Our contestants need all the help in the world.
We do have a fan again saying to Mandy to say 2.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I mean B.
B.
I put them wrong on my iPhone.
Oh, okay.
Here's the thing, though. I work in a library, and I do not think of libraries as being quiet places at all. Have you been in a library recently? We're a pretty noisy bunch.
Yeah.
And I don't remember there being a haunted forest behind the school. I think I would have remembered that point. So I'm sorry, readers. I'm gonna go with C, the basement.
Okay.
Well, I like libraries, and readers, I trust you, though I'm upset. I keep now voting for Mandy. So I'm going to go with B.
Okay. Well, congratulations, Lindsay. You received your first point of the game. The library.
All right. I should learn to trust the readers, I guess.
Yeah. This library is quiet in this world of Maureen and Francine. Other libraries, not so much.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is the final question. Question 3. You guys ready? All right, readers, here we go. This is all down to the wire. What is Francine's presidential platform? A, the buddy system between older and younger middle school students.
Mm-hmm.
B, more interaction between school clubs. Or C, free candy for all students every Friday.
We have a reader who wants Mandy to say A.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, personally, I might vote for free candy for all students. So, right. But I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna agree with the reader. I think it's A too. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think it's B, actually. I'm gonna go with B. Because
Okay.
I know one of them had each platform. Don't remember which one was which, but one of them had one of those, so I'll go with B.
Do have a reader who agrees with Lindsay. But the reader who's asking Mandy to say A also says they read the book 10 times.
Oh. Okay. Whoa. They should be leading this discussion.
This is your call.
They could teach a class on that. Oh my gosh, 10 times. Okay. Whoa. But you guys, I have the answer. And Lindsay, congratulations, you are the winner.
No! I got it mixed up.
I know.
Surprise turn of events.
That was the trickiest question ever, especially because I mean, guys, Maureen and Francine rhymes too, so it's just
I
like
really do. And
tough. It's
yeah,
tough stuff. Well, congrats,
Work,
Lindsay.
Lindsay. You earned
Yeah.
it.
you.
Good job, Mandy.
Thank you.
Good job, everyone.
I may be the better marcher, but you're the better trivia.
Yeah, there we go. And readers, thank you so much for helping us with that. That was really great. Your input is invaluable.
You guys are amazing. You did it
Yeah.
10 times. That is awesome. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. All right, well, we are on to our art activity of the day. So, if you have your campaign slogan, even if you haven't drawn it yet, we'd love to hear what you think what your campaign slogan would be. So we will share ours, as you can see, my beautiful poster in the background. This is mine. Let's see, I get the full view.
Oh, wow.
We got Lindsay for the Winsy. Vote Lindsay for Prez with the Z. Bringing back the 90s. And I got the #1 medal. I'm the #1 company.
Lindsay.
Press back in bench, press 100 pounds, #1.
That's amazing. I really like your use of Z's. It's very creative. That's great.
I agree. Wow, Lindsay. I feel like I should vote for you, but I want to show mine next because I think I'm just going to win by default. All right. Feast your eyes upon this future president's campaign slogan. Don't be Hatelyn. Vote Caitlin.
It's beautiful.
Do not think my campaign can be more clear.
Yeah, I'm not messing with Charizard. If you have
No.
him on your side, mm-mm.
I don't
No.
understand.
Look at that.
I don't get it.
I'm thinking, I thought of everything that a president needs to know.
Mhm.
So that is my campaign. I look forward to being your president of the library.
I don't understand.
Well, you may have thought of everything, Caitlin. But did you think of a costume along with your campaign poster? No?
Are you? No? Are you?
My campaign is vote Mandy for Pizza Fridays.
I vote for
That's
you.
it. That's all you need to know.
I love
We could be having pizza right now.
That's
I
right.
love pizza.
That is my
Yeah,
platform. That's all. Simple and to the
Wow.
point.
Okay, you win.
Okay. It's kind of hard to compete. It's just a paper donut. It's not even real. You have pizza on you.
Okay.
That is commitment.
We do have votes in the chat box as well.
Okay.
And there was a vote for Mandy before Mandy even put the pizza on, I just want to say. But then once the pizza was on, a second vote for Mandy came in.
Okay.
And I do want to say they did apologize for, they read the question wrong. They were very disappointed, I think. Maybe they're making up for the fact that Mandy lost. This reader read the question wrong on #3, and they feel really badly.
Oh.
Oh, and another vote for Mandy came in while I was talking.
Okay. do not feel bad, reader. Okay, I got confused with that question too. I have the answer, so I would have messed that up as well. It's that was like, I think that's the hardest question in Tween Comic Book Club history.
Yeah.
So please do not worry about that. Mandy is now our president, and we all have pizza. So
I'd like to make Caitlin and Lindsay my VPs.
I accept.
We will rule with, a cheesy fist.
Would be Caitlin eat pizza with Caitlin.
And Lindsay's whinsing the
Pizza.
Oh God. Okay.
Pizza. Nailed it.
Nailed it. I hope readers have their presidential campaigns ready to go too. If they think of anything, we'd love to hear it. I would vote for them. They're so smart. They know everything.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now the time has come for read-alike. So, if you love this book, we wanted to give you readers some other options of books we thought you might enjoy. So, let's see. How about, let's start with Mandy. Do you have a read-alike for us today?
Sure do. So I chose, I'm going to give my speech. So I chose the graphic novel called Act. It's written and illustrated by Kayla Miller. This is the third book in a series called Click, but you don't have to read any of them in any order. They're all great by themselves. And in Act, Olive is starting the 6th grade, and she's super excited for new experiences, which include a big class trip with her friends. But then she finds out that there's a school policy that's going to keep some of her classmates from going on this school trip. She finds out that if the students or the parents can't afford to pay for the field trip, they can't go. And Olive really disagrees with this policy. She thinks it's unfair to students, and she wants to do something about it and change the policy. So she decides to run for student council to make some of those changes. So she has to navigate, friendships and managing a campaign. And I really liked how this book introduced activism and using your voice to help others. It's kind of similar in that Tweens has some of those kind of same themes. So check it out. We've got print copies. We've got digital copies available now at your local library.
Hey, we work there. Perfect.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Mandy. So, Caitlin, what about you? Do you have a read-alike?
Oh, you better believe it. So, my read-alike is a chapter book. It is not a graphic novel, but okay, hold the phone. It is so incredible, you guys. I still think about it. It's that good. It's called The Lost Girl by Anne Ursu. I think it's Ursu. And it's about 2 identical twin sisters, so much like Francine and Maureen, Iris and Lark. And Iris is super outgoing, and Lark is kind of dreamy and shy. And Lark is always the protector of her sister, her twin sister. She's always looking out for her. And just like in Tweens, the parents are worried about this kind of relationship, this dynamic, so they put them in different 5th grade classrooms for 5th grade, just like in Tweens. It's there's a lot of similarities going on. And it's a disaster. Iris starts feeling less brave. Lark gets even more shy and withdrawn. And then weird stuff starts happening in their town. This shop shows up out of nowhere and they don't sell anything. There are murders of crows gathering on the streets and on all the buildings. And then giant pieces of art are being stolen, disappearing overnight. How do you steal a giant statue? I don't know, but it's happening in their town. And it's up to the 2 sisters to come back together and figure out how they can help their town and help each other in their own way. And that's The Lost Girl. Gotta read it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, that's a perfect read-alike. Well, thank you so much. So next, we wanted to tell you about our book for discussion next month, which is The OK Witch by Emma Steintoner. An awesome book. We hope you enjoy it. I think we got a response from Michelle who says that they read The OK Witch 30 times and it's really good. So, yes, I'm so excited. I'm so happy you like
Oh my
it.
god.
Hope you can join us again next month. We're
Yeah.
already ready to talk about it. That gets me a whole month. So, but we will be discussing that on Friday, June 11th at 4 o'clock, the OK Witch. So please join us all then. We can't wait to discuss that amazing, awesome book, you guys. But that is all we have for today. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us, and we will see you next month. And remember, don't hate Lynn, vote Caitlin. All right, we'll see you guys next month, readers. Bye-bye.
Thank for the Winsy. Bye. Mandy pizza.